Hello, this is Jeff Altgilbers. I want to welcome you to our Monday mentoring call, July 7th, 2014. I'm glad to be back on this call. We've had a lot of traveling going on and some events in Asia most recently. And then, of course, trip up to New York, just talking to George about that. And it was interesting doing a meeting in Brooklyn to meet some of the friends in Brooklyn. And a lot of fun in New York. There's a lot going on right now in network marketing as a whole, but in For Life research, there's no question about it. If you want to be in a happening place, this is it. And this is definitely the company to be involved in. Of course, this isn't what I call an opportunity call. We call this Monday mentoring. And that's really what it's all about. It's about mentoring principles of success. So it's not theory. Most of what you're going to hear on this call is tried and proven. And really, the purpose of the call, when we talk about tried and proven, we're talking about the way network marketing works today. The way it works today. Now, granted, all things are relative. All things are. So, the one thing that we have to understand, if we want to be very good at this business, we need to have some goals in this business. And one of my goals was I wanted to build outside of the United States, not just in the United States. In network marketing, we understand that it's a global business. I get paid out of 53 countries today. 53. But when I started, I really didn't know that many people outside of the United States, but as we sponsored within the U.S., well, a lot of those people that came into my success line, they had people in other countries, and that's how it grew. And we supported those leaders in those countries, and it continued to grow, and it continues to grow today for me, for others, and it can for you. And that's the important thing here. When you look at where we are in terms of our growth right now, we still don't have a platinum in South America. We still don't have a platinum in Japan, which is the number 2 country in the world in network marketing direct sales. Still don't have a platinum in Korea or Taiwan. We only have one platinum in all of Asia, and that happens to be a gentleman under me, Sadiq Din. And that's it. He's the only platinum presently today outside of the United States. So that ought to tell you about how much opportunity there is in an incredible company like For Life, that has over, 17 patents. We got more coming, thanks to Chris Lockwood, Dr. Chris Lockwood in our research and development. He's our Chief Scientific Officer. It's a great future ahead of us, and that's what I want you to leverage on. I want you to believe in yourself. And some of us get stuck in this business, and it's because we hear different things from different people. How to do this business. Some have an approach, and it's what I call traditional network marketing, where you do meetings in hotels or you do meetings in homes, where you have to actually go out and present the opportunity. Okay, we've been doing that for over 30 years. I've been in this business over 30 years, so that's what we did back then. Then you get some people that, they might say that, Jeff Altgilbers, is talking about online and building online and doing everything through the net. Well, what about that? Well, here's the thing. Here's the answer to all that. Neither one is wrong. Neither one is wrong. Both work. And what we have to do is understand that we have to have a balance. We have to have a balance in this business. We don't go from one extreme to the next. One thing I want you to really be sure about and understand, this is a relationship business. It's all relational. That's what it's all about. It's about establishing relationships with people and developing credibility with them. Of course, if you join the business, you already have credibility with many of your friends. So they're going to listen to you. But if you're going to eventually build outside of that, then you have to establish credibility. We have to understand how people today want network marketing presented. See, we heard it before many times. You got to keep it simple, right? Yeah, you got to keep it simple, or nobody's going to want to do it, right? Well, I want to say that's really not true at all. Just because it's simple doesn't mean they want to do it. I mean, it'd be very simple to be a Domino's Pizza Man delivery boy, right? That's simple. Do you want to do it? And please, if you deliver pizzas, don't get offended. What I'm saying is my goals in life are not to deliver pizzas. There's a lot of simple things. It'd be simple to do a presentation in a room. It's very simple, isn't it? The presentation itself. It's not simple getting there. It's not simple being away from your family. It's not simple being away from your children. And yet, that was the very thing we sold people on when they came in this business, wasn't it? We said, we're going to simplify your life. You're away from your family. You don't have time for this, for your family life. And I'm going to show you a business opportunity you can spend the rest of your life with. And the little time that they had left with their family, well, that's gone out the window because now they're out doing presentations. So, because it's simple, doesn't mean they want to do it. And then when they finally realize that, that's the reason why a lot of people quit in this business. They said, you know what? That little time I had, that was important to me. So, what does that mean? Meetings aren't important? Sure they are. It's wrong to do presentations? Nope, not at all. Again, like I said, you have to have a balance. How we do network marketing in the United States is a whole lot different than what I would do in the Philippines. In the Philippines, where people are very much, they're sort of offline most of the time. Meetings are very important because people have to have somewhere to go for someone to present, to see a professional presentation. And they got more time on their hands. You have to understand that. In affluent countries, they don't. Please prove me wrong, if you can. I mean, really, in the United States. I mean, look at people. Observe human behavior in the United States. I hear many of the Spanish say, I'd love to get in that English market, but it's so hard. It's a hard nut to crack and all that. I hear this all the time. You know why it's hard? Because many of those leaders are trying to sell an old model, how we did network marketing 20, 30 years ago. And that is to try to get them to go to a meeting. But let me ask you this. If I'm in Wichita, Kansas, what meeting are you going to send me to? If I'm in Birmingham, Alabama, what meeting are you going to send me to? If I'm in Knoxville, Tennessee, what meeting are you going to send me to? I promise you won't even have one. Then how are you going to present? If you live in Tampa, Florida, then what are you going to do? Drive over, fly over just to present? Well, of course. It's crazy, isn't it? It's ludicrous. So that's what I'm saying. The old models don't work in affluent societies. They don't. Time is very precious to people. And so when you observe people today, whether you're at Starbucks, the mall, wherever you go, what do you see them doing that just, 5 years ago, I didn't see that so much. Even when you see them at restaurants, if you're at Olive Garden or Red Lobster or wherever you go, and they're sitting at tables, you see them sitting around having conversations? No, they're looking at their smartphones, aren't they? That's right. We need to wake up. People connect to technology. They connect to technology. Look at kids. What are they doing? Are they sitting around and watching TV just like I did when I was little? Nope. They're in front of their iPads. So that is the trend, my friends. And so if we can learn to understand that people, the way they want technology, the way they want network marketing presented is by means of technology. You take a mother that has 3 or 4 children, or one, really doesn't matter. Excuse me. But she has a child and she has responsibility, right? Let me tell you, the majority of the workforce in network marketing are women. If they have to run out and do presentations, it just doesn't work. It'll work for a few, but for the majority, it's not going to work. So what do we have to do? Of course, some of you on this call already know what we do. So what I'm saying is for those of you that are joining just right now, sorry, it's Smoky Mountain allergies, that are just joining our call, that are new to this concept, okay? What you have to be able to do is you have to present a system. Because the old ways of doing network marketing is not a system. It's a system in the Philippines. It's a system in countries where people are offline a lot. That's a system. In affluent countries, that is not a system. If it was a system, we'd have a lot more golds in this country. If it was a system, we'd have more platinums in this country. Now, you get the Summit magazine like I do. Take a look at it. How many new golds and platinums do you see in the United States? So, if the system was working, we would see it. And see, you've heard the definition of insanity. Doing the same things over and over again, expecting what? Different results. And yet people will stick with an old archaic system, expecting different results. And they wonder why they're always at a presidential level, or they're always at an international diamond level, or a diamond level. It's because of the fact that people do not like to have to feel like they're a Fuller Brush salesman going door to door. Or, they don't want to be a salesman. They don't. People like to communicate, and they love to share things that they're enthusiastic about. But you can be sure of one thing. Whatever it is, it better be online. And so when we talk about a system today, and I'm focusing mostly on the United States and other affluent countries. That would include Europe. I'm going to tell you right now, that'll include Brazil. I mean, look, how many golds we got in Brazil? 0. How many internationals? Not too many. Why? Because presently, the leaders that have gone in there are using archaic systems, and they don't like it. I know, I get the feedback. Okay? So whoever goes down there and uses our system in Brazil, in Portuguese correctly, they're going to do very well. They're going to do very well. It's only a matter of time. But in affluent countries, and what I mean by that is countries that have an economy and they're online, they're going to do very well with this system. Because when it comes to presenting, that has to be done with an online presentation. We have it in a 10-minute format in English, Spanish, Korean, Tagalog, for the Filipinos. I left one out. I forgot who. But anyway, we have it in multiple languages and soon to be in Chinese. So you can take a woman that has children. Who just joins For Life. She could pick up the phone, call a friend, and say, "Hey Janet, this is Debbie. Hey, listen, I just got involved in a business, and I'm so motivated to call you about it because I respect you deeply, and I know this is something we both can do together, have a lot of fun, and make a lot of money. Have you got a few minutes? What is it? You know what? I'd rather send it to you, email it to you, than try to explain it because the presentation really says it all. Have you got a few minutes? Okay, great. I'm going to email this to you, and then I'm going to call you back in 30 minutes, okay? Great. Take a look at it, really. This is something we both can do together, have a lot of fun, make money. Look at it, I'll call you in 30. And she gets off the phone. See, we don't complicate it. See, this reminds me of the days when I joined For Life back 16 years ago. Only thing that we had was an 800 hotline with Dr. Rob explaining transfer factor. And I told the leaders, I said, listen, you call and you give the 800 number to a friend and then follow it up and enroll them. I said, don't mail out literature, don't go to meetings, don't do any of that. Don't start meetings, don't do that. You call your friend, you get them to listen to it. For Life did have a website. There wasn't much on it. The internet was sort of new then. But it was mostly that hotline. And it worked. We kept it simple. And we put in over 800 people in 90 days. I made international, which was top top position in 4 Life's compensation plan then. That was 25,000 life points on 3 levels, by the way. And I was the first one to do it in 90 days. Why? Because I kept it simple. So nobody even left their driveway. Now, I always say that the principles never change in this business, just the tools. So I wouldn't dream of doing it that way today. But the one reason why we created this system was because this is the way people want it today. You've got to get it to stream to a smartphone. You've got to get your system to stream to an iPad or a computer. If it doesn't, you're dead in the water. Think about it. You want to be viewed seriously, don't you? You want people to respect you. You want people to see you as a professional, right? And I want that too. You know, it's hard to look like a professional when you don't have a professional website, when you don't have a system. If people think that they have to, sort of figure this out, or if they're asking you questions, well, I got somebody in Kansas, but where do I send them to a meeting? Oh, well, you don't have one there. Birmingham. Oh, you don't have one there. Oh, Knoxville. In most places, you're not going to have one, a meeting to send them to. They don't know what to do. They're going to call them up on the phone and try to describe a brochure, or go to the 4 Life website. What is the 4 Life website will tell them nothing. Nothing about an opportunity. And it's not a system. It simply explains the company, and in a very generic way, generic to the most absurd degree, is going to try to describe our products. They're never going to say really what these products do. Why? Because of the FDA. They don't want to get shut down. So it's a very ineffective. It's good for news. It's good for updates. That's about it. So again, for a prospect or somebody new, they're really not going to do anything unless you have a system that's online. And so when we look at our system encompasses that presentation that you would email, and then do that 30-minute follow-up call, and you're right in front of that 4 Life website, and it is useful for that. Very useful for that. Matter of fact, that's the most useful thing it's good for. Because when you do the 30-minute follow-up call, you're going to enroll them in the business. And you're not going to call them back to explain the presentation. Because if you have to explain the presentation, they didn't look at it. Or they're busy cleaning up a mess their child made while they were watching it. And then just encourage them to watch it again. You're going to call them back, and this time in 20 minutes. You want their undivided attention for 10 minutes. But when you do that follow-up call, you're going to be right in front of that 4 Life website, ready to put them in. Because when you call them back, say, hey, how do you feel after seeing that? And you repeat the very thing that you said in the beginning. Debbie, this is something we both can do, have a lot of fun, and make a lot of money. I'm going to love working with you. Are you ready to get started with me? See, we don't complicate it. That's the way we did. I did it 16 years ago. That's how I put in 800 people. We didn't create step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. We didn't do that. We didn't try to teach them that, well, you got to learn how to present the plan. They don't want to present the plan. Most people don't want to be teachers. They don't want to be salesmen. I mean, think about it. People are bombarded constantly with issues, with information, with schedules, with families. Their life is so freaking complicated. So really, if we want to keep it simple, it better be online. And we show them. We simply show them. This is part of the system. How you present. Isn't that simple? You just simply email that presentation. You call your friend, say just what I said, and do the follow-up call, and you put them in. Guess what she's going to do? She's going to do what you did to her. They always do whatever you did to them. And so she's going to call her friend up and say the same thing. What's she going to do? Put them in. So the system is working. The system is presenting. So really, it's not so much that we present as we invite. We invite them to look at a presentation. But the system presents. And then we say, guess what? You can get this system worth thousands of dollars when you join. You get it for free. That's a compelling reason to join. Well, again, back to more about that system. What is that system? And again, it's not just the presentation. They get their own website. Their own website. So they will have a website that acts as a lead capture page. That is, when people go to your website, that's the first thing that they're going to see is a presentation. That is good because in social media or social networking, as you meet people in Facebook or in wherever you meet them online, they can click a link that goes directly to your URL that goes to your website. They'll immediately, a presentation will start. And then, but to go into the information or go into the first part of the video is a teaser. And to get in the presentation, they have to fill out a form. It's not lengthy. It's just name, email address, and a phone number. When they submit that, then they go into the actual 10-minute presentation. The teaser simply sells lifestyle. And then you're notified by email that somebody's looking at your presentation. Again, I don't send that out to warm market people. If I do, I simply send it out after they've seen the actual 10-minute presentation. Just let them see what my website looks like. And then there's a subject bar above that, about me. They click on that. They see my photo. They see my information, story. I can have a personal video that I can embed in there. So the person joining you sees that they got a powerful tool. They have a lead capture page that acts as a hook that they can go out and put that link out there wherever they want. In the meantime, they can go ahead and call their friends and email their friends that actual 10-minute presentation, do that 30-minute follow-up. So that's part of the system, isn't it? Now, the other part of the system is that you have a back office. And that is you go to the IMT.com, IMT4life.com website, and you can log into that back office. And that's where all your tools are, your stuff. There's a free ebook back there. An ebook that explains the 10 steps of duplication. Now, how we did network marketing 10, 20, 30 years ago. How we do it now. How we do it now. And I want to say this, though I said in countries that's offline, the old model is preferred. Again, we must have balance, right? Even in the Philippines, they're screaming for an online system, or for my system to be translated in their own language. Why is that? Because 20 million Filipinos work outside of the Philippines. And they want to be able to sponsor those Filipinos. The other thing is, the Philippines is like 7,000 islands. So sometimes it's very difficult for someone in Manila to go see somebody in some town way, somewhere else in the Philippines. It's much easier to email that presentation and call them. And if they have to handwrite their application, they don't care. They'll do it. So even in countries that are not affluent, the system is very, very important. And one thing I want to say, and I mentioned me and George went to a meeting in Brooklyn. It was a Spanish meeting. I'm just saying they were all Spanish mostly. But I want to say, I'm not knocking that, by the way. I think that if you have a meeting wherever you are, please continue supporting that. If you're in INT, support that. I love our leaders in INT. I think they're awesome. Herminio, Juan, Damaris, they're all very close friends of mine. What I'm trying to help many of you to understand here is this, that you've got to open your minds to other ways of doing this and then understand why people do not want to join you. I personally would not join any company that did not have an online system. If you came to me and said, this is the way we do it, it's through a meeting, our sponsoring people, our presenting has to be done through a meeting model, I would not join you. You would not get me to sign up. No way. Because I'm just too busy. I'm busy with my kids. I've got other things in life I want to do. but running around doing meetings just is not me. Now, will I go out and do a meeting today? Sure. Did one in Brooklyn, as I mentioned, with George. That's fine. I think it's great when you have a local support. Utilize it. But just understand this, it's not going to work in most cities and towns in the United States. It's not going to, because you just won't have the support there. So if you got it, continue to support it. I think it's great. But then understand you got to have this balance. So back, again, I got a little distracted there. The ebook that's in the back is so nice. It's so nice. And one of the things that's nice about it, it's free. It doesn't cost $25, by the way. See, that's important, to be able to enroll people in our system. You can do it. You can enroll somebody anywhere in the United States, anywhere in the world, in the countries that we have. In the languages that we have: English, Spanish, Portuguese for Brazil, Korean, Tagalog. Those languages are very important, and more languages to come. But like India, if you speak to somebody in India, you can enroll them in our system, and now you have been a responsible sponsor. Because what you've just done is you've given them all the tools in that back office that I just mentioned. The book. They read the book, then they say, oh, great, now I know how to do this business. And they get their website up and running. They get their photo, they get their story, boom. It's automated, just like Facebook, immediately, up and running. Everything is in that back office. Several tools, training, videos, our audio library of conference calls. I'm talking about our mentoring calls and also our product calls. Everything is in the back there, all the tools, so that no matter where they live in this country or where they live in this world, you can build in your home, in your pajamas, while you're kissing your kids, feeding them, whatever. It's awesome. And I'm telling you, that is, if you've wondered why English people in the United States do not want to join, sometimes I'm going to tell you, because it's for the lack of this. They have not seen it. Once they know that you have a system, and they see you as a professional, they respect you. And by the way, you should also have a LinkedIn account. Have a professional image. Do that, please. But when they see you as a professional, and they respect you because of it, and that you are offering them a system and it doesn't cost anything other than the fact that they sign up with you and for life. I don't know why they wouldn't, really. And I'm going to tell you right now, you're doing something wrong if you're not growing it this way. Maybe you're trying to explain it. Don't try to explain it. I'm saying don't try to explain the presentation. So, but that's the one thing I say, look, you get this system worth thousands of dollars for free if you just enroll. And you can grow fast. Well, my friends, I want to thank you for being on this call. And I know everybody's busy with their summers. There's a lot going on today in their summers. It's easy to get distracted. But here's the thing. You have a lot of opportunities. And keep this fun. This is a highly social business. I know a lot of people, when they think that you have to, jump into suits and ties to be able to do this business, or flashy dresses and all that. No, let me tell you, this is a blue jeans and a t-shirt business. Because if you can show them that, hey, that smartphone that you got, hey, I'd like to show you an opportunity. Can I show it to you? When you meet somebody, you can do that. Or you can show it from your phone. If you're at a pizza place or if you're out at the beach, wherever you go, and you show them that you have a system where they can make $5,000-$10,000 a month, just simply having fun and sharing it with their friends, you're going to get their attention. You're going to get their attention. But let's sell it in a way that they want to be sold. Let's give it to them in a way that they want it presented. Again, just because it's simple doesn't mean they want to do it. We got to sell it the way they want it sold. And I think you're going to be really happy if you do it that way. Well, thanks for being on the call. I want everybody to have an exciting week. Set some goals. Again, it's summer. And you're going to be busy. You're going to be out there. And I think it's great because you're going to meet a lot of people. Be prepared. Be prepared. Because we have by the way, a trifold brochure in the back that you can order, and you can have your website, your URL on that. You can be handing those things out left and right, ladies. You can do it. You guys, you can put them in your back pocket. We're out there, we were out in New York having a lot of fun, and everywhere I go, there's people. It's so easy to hand those trifolds out when you talk to people. So, stay in touch with me. Anything I can do, send me a message through Facebook. Set some goals. Have some fun again this week. But at the same time, while you're having fun, build a business. And then I look forward to talking to you on the next call. And I'm going to open it up at the end here now. We can all say goodnight. Yeah, actually, I plan to go to my gym and work out for a little bit. I'm trying to catch up with Jennifer. So I'm going to open it up. I'm going to turn off the recording. Everybody have a great week.